Good morning, people. My name is Wesley Robinson. For the people who this is your first time watching my channel, and today I'm going to be going over my current situation and the opportunity that God, of course, provided for me, and how I'm trying my best to take advantage of it, even though the spring 2025 semester is about to be over. For the people who is your first time coming to watching my channel, I am a sophomore, currently a rising junior at Texas Southern University, and I am majoring in aviation science and management. And today I'm going to be going over some of the stuff I learned this week from at least this book called Connected to Goodness by David Meltzer. Might pronounce the last part wrong, but it's I for sure, there were two quotes that for sure stood out to me. We're going to talk about, let me break it back down. We're gonna go quick brief quote of the month, or the quote of the month first, and then I'm gonna talk about my current situation. Those two things. That's what this video is gonna be about. All right, let's see. So the first quote, the quote of the month that I got from this book was, if you want to make God laugh, create a well-developed plan, by David Meltzer. I kind of interpreted it as, if you want God to laugh, just create a perfect plan. He said a well-developed plan, but a perfect plan. Or because for the overthinkers out there, we like overthink things a little bit too much. So like, it doesn't matter how much you plan, God is still gonna have the final say in whatever you do. So that kind of humbled me a little bit, and just to realize that as long as we work as hard as we can, God is of course gonna do His thing, and the final say in everything that we do in life, it's what God's want. It's gonna be in God's way, so it don't matter. But this book I got it done this month. One of the books I got done. But other than that, we're gonna now talk about current situation. So let me go see. I wrote some stuff down. Well, some of the challenges facing right now, trying to just stay patient through this whole process. This is staying patient. The reason why I would say staying patient is one of the main thing that's popping up is currently, what's it called? I got given the opportunity to go to Oshkosh, the air show Oshkosh, that's in July. It's from 21st to the 27th. To represent my department. I won that. I was able to get that, and I have it offered to me, but I haven't accepted it yet because current gala I got during earlier this semester, I got a conditional acceptance from a program called Tuskegee Next. So finally got the process done. I got they needed some of the criteria that was needed in order for me to be a good candidate to be selected. Out of the 20 students that they're gonna be selecting 16. Some of the criteria that were needed was, you've got to get 80 and above on your FAA written, which I already took the year 2023. I took it 2023, so it's gonna expire this year in December, which was kind of like funny, but got that done. And then we gotta go through a Cessna flight training course, online flight training course through King. I'm quite sure it's King Air. King something. King Air. I'm quite sure it's King Air. Got through that course, and now we're gonna be getting told who are going to be the 16 student out of the 20 student that they're gonna be selecting to complete the flight training aspect of it during the summer in Chicago. So that's the second opportunity that's there. And then the third that's also going on in my head right now that I'm trying to just keep on the radar in case if that one doesn't happen, I'm still gonna do this, which is just start studying right now for the ASVAB, because I really, because of the other plans that of course we got in place, we've got to make sure we're able to support ourselves coming out of uni, of course. So, and that's the three things that's going on right now that we're trying to keep in play. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to make sure we're setting ourselves up as best as we can to maximize the amount of potential that God has given us and the opportunity that we've currently got on the table. But there's one thing I'm most definitely grateful to God that I'm aware of them, and it's just the reason why I said patient is one of the things that I've got to deal with, because in my head right now it's a countdown. Like, it's a countdown. Even though it's gonna happen this month, I'm gonna find out whether I'm gonna be going to Chicago or not. This it's still like a countdown, and one more final, got that done, and then got a couple meetings after that. But it's a countdown, and it's just now just to be patient. We already worked as hard as we could. I did the practice, so because I already got my written done, I didn't have to do my written again. It was optional. I could have done it, but I chose not to because I didn't want to put unnecessary pressure on myself since I already passed it. Plus, it costs money to take the written. But I still believe we made the right decision because we already scored at 82% on the written, the private pilot written, from 2023, and then all I had to do for the Tuskegee program that was remaining was to get the three practice test 90, a 60 question test, 3 of them, 90s, to prove that I'm current, that I know my stuff, and I did those, and I sent them in, and now it's just the waiting part. But in the meantime, it's also realizing like, if this doesn't happen, I have this option to do. But if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna just save up money as much as we can, and then start studying for the ASVAB, because military route, got to go get the benefits and all of that stuff, even though gotta get it because I want to still keep the door open for masters and all of that stuff. But other than that, those were kind of the major things that were going on right now. These are the things that most sophomores won't tell you about. Like, we understand you're documenting your like journey and all of that, but what is the live situation and thought process are you currently having to face? And that's mine right now. It might not be current to your situation, but it's just, that's what's going on right now. And usually towards the end of the semester is when not towards the end, but you usually have to like make a decision on what you're gonna do. But usually it's always best to do it before, but beginning of semester, scouting out opportunity and all of that, and making sure we're setting down the right foundation for the whole semester. And then middle is just finishing, trying your best to finish it through, and then towards the end is when you gotta count, okay, we gotta review. So right now, this is just the review phase of my college experience so far, of my sophomore year, of my second semester of my sophomore year. So it's been a blast. I called a couple of people up, talking about just our weeks and stuff like that, because of course the relationship you build here in whatever university you go to is very important. And if you are not in university, if you're not in university, we got some stuff to still talk about. Let me see some of the other stuff I learned apart from the if you want God to laugh, create a perfect plan. There was some other stuff we learned this week, which is discipline. I don't know, some of the quotes that I quote here, please, if you know who said them, please put them in the chat. That's gonna be my challenge to you guys. So the second one would be, I'll say a couple of the ones that I do know the author for sure, because I don't want to steal anybody quote. Anything, all of the quotes I will be saying, it's not mine. It's more than likely gonna be somebody else. The ones that are mine, I will state that it is mine. Just putting that disclaimer out there. So the second one that I will be going down on my list that I was like, this was a highlight of my week, a quote that needed to be added to it, would be, discipline without love is punishment. That one was, it was a little bit, because like, it's like me right now, the way it literally related to my situation is because like, I already worked out this whole semester and I already did as hard as I can. Now it's just we still have other things we gotta do, of course, stay fit, run, do push-up, gain weight, got a lot other stuff, personal stuff, you know, trying to stay current, stay proficient, keep my aviation knowledge, be proficient with my aviation knowledge and all of that stuff. There's those ones, but it's just realizing we worked hard. Now is just to make sure we're doing it, we're applying discipline the right way. Because everybody's just like, just do this amount, just go. Like, no. According to my mentor Jim Rohn, you have to be it's a type of manager. You have to be basically an adaptable manager. That's not how he said it, but you have to be an adaptable manager. You can't just be a fixed manager. You just can't be a rigid manager that you just, because you're given this, you're gonna follow it. You have to add in the human factors and all of that stuff to make sure we're working as best as we can. But that's the first one. That's the second quote that I've said in the video. Third one, I mean, showing your intentions to people is like showing your emotions to people is like bleeding next to a shark, which is, that one is a little bit kind of, it's just, at the end of it, that one kind of forced me to just realize you have to really, even though you're friendly and all that, you talk to a lot of people, just still make sure everything everything you do is well calculated before you do it. That's what I kind of got out of that one. And then the last one that I will be saying for it, that was on here before I go into my stuff that I learned for this week. Fear is temporary, and regret is forever. So that one that I wrote it in a different color. You can kind of see it right there. What I'm reading out of, you can kind of see it right there. I don't know. Let me put it right there. Let me see if you can see. Right over there. But wait, the money was blocking it. Let me scoot back a little bit. Yeah, right there. But fear is temporary, regret is forever. And I think for me, I have something I call a regret prevention mode, which is just, I think over stuff like multiple times, like before I'm like seriously make that decision. Like, I go over it in my head like, yeah, Wesley, are you gonna be satisfied? You said you're gonna be satisfied about if you do this. All right, cool. You say you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Okay, cool. All right, you sure? Okay, you just got that. I'll mentally give myself the whatever I want that I'm looking for. Okay, are you gonna be satisfied? You have to play it out in your head right now. Play it out to me. How are you gonna act when you get this thing? So it's crazy, but but it's mentally rehearsing how I will react when certain things occur before they even occur. That's just what I have to run through my head. That's what, when I say regret prevention mode, that's just what I do. That's what I mean by regret prevention mode. And that's what I felt like this was kind of talking about, because I think I'm trying to live a college life of a person who finally realized, who dropped out of high school but realized that education is important and they finally want to go back to school. And I'm trying to or someone who was never given the opportunity to go to college and they were now able to go to college. I just want to live that's the kind of life I want to live. At least I want my college experience to be like, or I want to experience it, because that person for sure is gonna be excited even about exams. They're gonna be like, even though it's some most people gonna be frauded and stuff like that, of course days we not gonna be happy, yes, but that person is always gonna be grateful to give an opportunity to be in college. That's the kind of life college experience that I set mentally for myself to experience, and so far it's been good. So far it's been good, because like, I don't know, it's been good so far. I don't know which kind of model you have to put it for yourself, but for me, one of the things I have from my 2023 notebook, my freshman year, was to always, that I think I got from reading the 50 Laws of Power, always choose, I think it's one of Jim Rohn's 7 Strategies to Wealth and Happiness, always choose the optimistic perspective over the pessimistic perspective. That's gonna be said a lot in this channel. There's a lot of time I'm gonna reference that a whole lot, but when I go back to talking about all those past experiences, but always choose the optimistic perspective or the pessimistic perspective. So that's all builds into regret prevention mode. Like, you need to be grateful for what you're like, just to be able to see the positive aspect of things. But that one is one of the also the ones. But There is also a couple more, something else I learned. Let's see. I wrote it. This one was written, most people, this one's 6, 5. Yeah, there was another one I wrote, something, it was like a little bit something goofy that I wrote. It was this: I am from a place where we are the alarm of the immortals. I am from a country or a place where we are the alarms of the immortal. Or I think in my mentally what I was trying to kind of change the meaning of something. What I was trying to derive it off of was a certain group of people that when they get tired they smile, when something difficult comes they smile, when they are supposed to cry they smile, and when everybody else, there's like a certain group when they get tired, that's when they start counting. That's kind of what I was trying to derive that off of, like another way of saying this. That was how, like, because I was like trying to work out at the time. But other than that, I think if you guys don't get nothing out of the video, just remember, always choose the optimistic perspective over the pessimistic perspective. And I'm gonna keep you guys posted. May 19th is the date that I'm supposed to find out if we will be going to Chicago and documenting the full flight training, of course. I'm gonna keep y'all posted on that. But if we are not, of course, we'll just keep posting some more weekly quotes or weekly, monthly quotes that I, of course, learn. Thank you guys very much. It's been a pleasure.